Good morning, everybody. I don't know what that one was. Happy Tuesday. What's happening, everybody? Good morning to you all. If you're here with me in the YouTube or in the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have, wow, it's a packed house. We have Ferrari, Phil, Olympus Mons, Butters, Cyrus, Mike in WV, Amateur Genius, Sadek, Tiger Trader, Jinx, Gold Chest Club, Retberg, Al Hume, Black Lung, Walker Hound, Gary, Luke, Tommy, SW. Good morning, SW. How are you, buddy? Shelly, Nick for a tick in the building. Mike, Vadim, Luna. Good morning, Julius, Tech Maestro, Druss, Aero Squad, Busy Nerd. What's happening? Good morning to you, Luke, Gringo El Diablo, Tanner, J. Scott, Moneymaker Aspiration, Big Kahuna, Mike, Scott, James. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Coco, what's up? What's happening? Vibe Trade Channel, Fruits of D's, Jonathan, SHK, JC, Jeff, Whit, Gilbert, John, Johnny Ballgame, Tiro, Brishty, Mark Hammond, Brian, Blue Boy, Philippe, Harvey, Nitty Nitty, Scalp God, Yanran, T-Lad, Lenny, Like If Cool, Zysoft, G-Lines, Trinidad. Good morning, good morning. What's happening? Good morning, Darren. No trades so far, by the way. This market has been kind of doing nothing here. There's nothing. Not really doing all that much. We had like this little dive down. Let's go over to Trading View here. We had this little dive down below that 582 level. Little draw of liquidity down here, and we pushed right on back up. Market's just been in full-blown juice mode. What happened to Trinidad James? I mean, he was in there, did a little one-hit wonder, and then he got out of there. I wonder if he's still collecting some royalty checks there from that song. That was a great song. Gold All in My Watch. That was a great song. Short in the London session. Let's see here. Yeah. So that 632 roll-off seems like a pretty decent trade there. Dow was moving a bit because of the United Health Group. What did they do? They report earnings? What did I miss there for the headlines? Let me know. The ATR on the hour is terrible since 12 yesterday. Yeah, it's been a little saucy because we didn't have any. We had some closures yesterday with some banks. It was Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, whichever one you celebrate. Also Thanksgiving in Canada, America's top hat. And today it's all kind of coming back to balance here. Today we do have very limited news here in the U.S. once again. We do have Canada again taking the stage like they did yesterday with this whole Thanksgiving thing. Which, by the way, what is Canadian Thanksgiving? Like I feel like Thanksgiving in America celebrates the thing, like everybody learned about Thanksgiving in America when they went to grade school, I'm sure. But what exactly is the Canadian Thanksgiving? Because we do have some Canadians in chat. Other than copying the American holiday and pretending, what exactly is the Canadian Thanksgiving? What did they just rip off the holiday and say, hey, we're going to do it a month earlier? What was it? I don't know. Somebody in Canada has to help me with that. Maritimer says we stop apologizing for one day because of winter. Thankful for winter. Thankfully it's cold again. I don't know. But we do have Canadian CPI taking the stage today at 8:30, which is the only real high ticket news. They celebrate jealousy. That's good stuff. So we do have Canadian CPI today, and that's kind of the only thing that we have on the menu for news. We do have other things that are happening. We got the Fed's discount rate minutes at 2 p.m. today. We get the New York Fed survey of consumer expectation at 11 o'clock today. We also have Canadian wholesale data and then their existing home sales, but there's not a lot of American data out, but we do have two Fed speakers today, right? Two Fed speakers, and both of them are voting members. We have Mary Daly, who's speaking at 11:30 this morning Eastern time, and then Kugler, who's speaking at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. But, I don't know if they're going to be talking a lot about the path forward or anything like that. They're both speaking in these weird moderated conversations that really, I just don't think that they're going to speak on monetary policy. They might have some prepared remarks before they go live on it. But, Kugler's thing is the topic of the discussion is exploring careers in economics fall 2024. So there's a webcast available for that one on federalreserve.gov. But I mean, that's kind of it. We do get the Empire manufacturing data out alongside the Canadian CPI, but I just don't think it's going to affect the NQ all that much. So, yeah, it's just another day where it's kind of like nothing is happening. And then tomorrow, even worse, too. Like tomorrow, I don't have anything that's important on the news docket. But Thursday is like I said on Monday yesterday, Thursday is kind of the only day that's really worth trading this entire week if you're an economic data trader, right? I like to trade the volatility that is created from these economic data releases, but outside of that, it's not great. Yesterday's open was a decent trade because it had some juicy volatility where we just scraped the moon and then we came right back down. So you had opportunities both ways. If you're only a long trader, you had opportunities in the morning. If you're only a short trader, you had opportunities after that move was exhausted right around 10 o'clock this morning. So yeah, there's opportunities both ways. And I hope that we have that kind of breadth in the market today. And we'll have to see what happens here after the open. But I'm not really expecting all that much. I might not even trade my funded accounts today. We'll see. I'm still undecided on that. But I will be on Top Step TV today in just about 1 hour. So we have 1 hour together to wait and see whether or not this economic data gives us any kind of opportunities to trade. And that's pretty much it. That's what I got on the schedule today. Rishi says, Canadian Thanksgiving is a national holiday celebrated in Canada to give thanks for the harvest and other blessings of the past year. It's held on the second Monday of October. It sounds like they copied America. When was the first Canadian Thanksgiving? Because they're just sitting up there. They're like, oi, what do you... No, no Canadian says, oi, what am I saying? They say, what's this Thanksgiving thing all about? And then they're like, I don't know, mate. Well, did they say mate up there? I guess not. See, I'm butchering the whole thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Pass the maple syrup. Oh, sorry, I don't have any, eh? Was that? I don't know. But I feel like it came way after the American Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know you don't say mate. I get it. Have you seen this Thanksgiving thing they're doing down there, eh? I don't know what you're talking about. That's the best I could do. Boston voting member speaks at 7 p.m. Yeah, that's too late though. That's for the Globex session. All I care about is what's happening in today's session there. Get your Chat GPT to say it. I don't know if Chat GPT has a Canadian accent. The maple syrup part was accurate though. Don't be a hoser, eh? I didn't know you were Canadian. Poutine harvest celebration. Yeah, I've never had poutine before. And, I've talked to some Canadians about it. They say it's overrated. I don't know. I've never had any poutine in my life. But anyway, so do we have anybody who has taken any trades here? And if you're still in a trade, what was your entry? Because right now I'm just kind of looking at this chart here and it's just... I don't know. It's just not doing it for me. I really don't like this. And furthermore, if we look over at Bookmap, look at this. Well, let me do this. If we look over at Bookmap, it's just kind of like, it just looks very, very tricky because, we have this push up to the north side here. And this looks like this should be a capping area where you can short into. It drills back down and I'd probably be adding into something like this. And then it has this huge reversal here. And this is only like 200 lots being exchanged here. So it just really doesn't, the price action just kind of grows for me there. Michael Gates says, had a micro running all night, lost 7 ticks. Oh my gosh. Wow. So what was your entry price on that? You're looking at you're probably in right before you went to bed, like 620s or something, right? Took some micro trades before the London Open. Nice, Daniel. Long from 600, closed at 25. Nice 25 points there for you, J Money. Very, very nice. Showing consumer inflation expectation at 8 o'clock Pacific time. That would be the New York Fed survey of consumer expectations. Yeah. If you're coming in late and you're going to tell me about the news that I already talked about, make sure you're going back and watching the broadcast from earlier. I already went over all of the news that's going to be happening today. Go Hard Greg says, morning Rips here for the entertainment, taking your advice and using an app to block myself from trading for a much needed break. Have been on tilt lately. It's crazy. You don't shake the tilt until you're completely out of the weeds there. So continue to stay on break. If you're having trouble with tilt, coldturkeyapp.com, I believe, is the website. Let me just confirm that here. Cold Turkey. It is getcoldturkey.com. So getcoldturkey.com will help you out there. If you're having trouble staying out of the weeds, you're on tilt, you can't stop trading, get yourself some cold turkey there. Rips, you see the crude, it should have barreled to the downside, right? Because we had quite a bit of, let's see here. The crude just give it all up here. Yeah, look at this. Woo-wee. Look at that, right at our level too, 73.96. Why do I have two of those? There we go. 73.96, barreled down. We almost popped back up to our level of 72.33. Almost got to 69 giggity spot 56, and then here we are at our other level of 70 spot 66. So yeah, crude levels have been working quite nicely for you crude traders out there. Those are posted every single Monday in Clubhouse, but there you go. Rip says, my mom's still asleep. After last night, I would say yes. Something to that effect. Did Luca ever get his own stream? I don't know. Was Luca yesterday? I don't even remember. Thanks, man. I use Opal for mobile. Ooh, never used that before. Barreled. You got that one, Daniel? Barreled to the downside. Made my fifth day of 200 or more, so locked myself out. Going to get a payout tomorrow. Congratulations to you, Dips. Did I get Pantar's discount? Maybe I'll have to ask today when I'm on Top Step TV. I hope Michael Patak is on. Give me a second here. I think I'm going to go with a cosmic vibe here. A little cosmic vibe this morning. Never heard anybody. Oh, there's actually a little bit more left in that one, but yeah, you know, I haven't been able to fish Bandar out his discount yet. Maybe we'll have to get that today. But I'm excited to be on Top Step TV because at least it gives us something to do if we're not going to be trading. I go into the day like where today we don't have that much news coming out. And I kind of limit my expectations on what the market is going to do. And that kind of helps tamp down things. You know, I had a real problem early on in my career with having really big days in the market. And then the following 2 days would give that back and probably a little bit more. Can anybody vibe with me on that one? I mean, I used to do that all the time. I'd have a monster day in the market and I get so juiced up, think you're invincible. And then like the next 2 days, you're just like, you give it all back. And it's like, dude, what am I doing? Yesterday, we had a good day. Actually, after we finished the YouTube stream, we had a good day in Clubhouse. So I don't know, like, I kind of want to pace myself. I had a good day yesterday overall. It was like a really, really nice day. I'm flying high right now. I will say that. Had a really nice day overall yesterday across the board. So, you know, I kind of like to look at today to pump the brakes. It's also good that we don't have a lot of news, you know. I feel like that every day, Rips. Yeah, it's good to feel good every day. But yeah, I mean, the more cautious you are, the better it is, in my opinion. Euphoria is my nemesis. Yeah, euphoria can be a nasty, nasty little thing, can it? Because you feel like, you can be trading really, really well, and then it kind of just goes to your head, and you're like, you start thinking dirty thoughts like, why was I ever so timid? Or, you know, maybe I got this thing down. Maybe everybody else is wrong. Maybe this trading thing wasn't so hard to begin with. You start getting a little overconfident. And then all of a sudden you're taking these monster trades. And then like it starts to go against you. You're like, whoa, hold on. I was just kind of kidding here. Maybe I'm not as confident as I thought I was. And then things start to go a little haywire. And then you start going on tilt and then everything changes. And you're like, wait, can I just go back to not trading today at all? You know, that reality when it sinks in finally is just like, dude, hold on. There's so many times, like, I don't know if it's just me, but there's so many times in my trading, at least, where I've had that happen. And the very first thought I have, because it's a digital thing, I don't know, because if it's digital, I've never traded in the pits, obviously, but I've only been an electronic trader. It's all I know. But maybe because it's digital, the first thought I have is like, wait. Like, I don't actually want to take this trade. Let's just not do it. And I want to like go back, Yeah, the undo button, right? It's like, I just want to go back. I don't want to do this trade. It's like, I'm fine without it. Like, even if I was to win this trade, I don't even want it anymore. Like, let's just go back. And I don't know what it is. It's like the very first thought I had. Like, the biggest last loss that I had was probably like 2 years ago. That's this Netflix earnings trade. And I lost $108,000 in 20 seconds. And like the very first thought that I had was exactly that. And it was like, dude, I don't even want to trade this. Like, I don't even want to trade earnings. Like, why? No, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm good. And then like, an hour later, it kind of sets in that it's reality. It's like, oh, this sucks. Like, this is so stupid. And I was up like, I don't know. I had like a pretty decent day that day. It's like, whatever, up like small 5 figures on that day. And it was like wiped, gone. And the worst is like when it's after hours, the day's over. There's no more trading. There's no way that you can like soothe that pain. So yeah, this is the good reason why, Top Step, you have your daily loss limits, you have your maximum loss limits. You can't really cause yourself an incredible amount of harm unless you're like going crazy on buying combines and resets, which you shouldn't be. But this is one of the reasons why I love trading on Top Step now. Luna says, now I'm scared to trade after any big day. I feel like it's a good thing, but you need to find a way to also live with it, meaning that try trading with restrictions the following day, because I feel like that can help out quite a bit. Sam asks, Rips, do you know when Top Step TV will bring back Top Quiz? I don't. It might not be coming back for a while. Richard Harris has traded 5 MNQ contracts long, 20,605.50 to 20,618. Should have stayed in. Was not sure about 2620. Yeah, no, I get it. It looks like it could break out and fake out, and it did initially. So, taking that trade down seems fair. I think it's a perfectly fine trade. Think of it as lost time, not finance. Yeah, I agree with you there. 100%. 100%. Whenever you're smart and don't trade, the market moves 80 points for no reason. Yeah, and that's the worst too. I feel like I had a little FOMO yesterday. Oh, I screwed up yesterday. I was in Top Step X. It was a happy little accident, but it's like it's what pulled me out of the market. I thought I was trading a single lot. And I don't know if you've ever done this. Have you folks ever done this on Top Step X? Because we were talking about this in the Discord yesterday morning. Have you ever done this where you're going to trade like a one lot on Top Step X, and then I didn't even notice it until the trade was over, but I was trading a one lot. I thought I was trading a one lot, but I had 5 lots selected. And so I got into a trade and I was intending to have like 3 or 4 lots in this thing. I bought in and then I added and then I added again and I got up to 15 contracts. But the trade went in my direction. And so instead of me making like $1,000 on the trade, I made like $4,000 on the trade. And I didn't intend to do that. And it was like, okay, wow, that's a little bit spooky. So I don't know what it is. Like on Ninja Trader, I feel like the count, the trade, the quantity counter goes back to 0 or to 1. It resets back to 1 on every single trade, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what I'm used to because I've only been trading on Ninja Trader. Like even when I open up my Top Step X now, see, look, it's set to 2 contracts. That's funky. Like this is the first time I've opened Top Step X all day. It's set to 2 contracts. I'm going to change that to 1. I feel like they need to, you need to do 1 and then save layout. Okay, 1, save layout. Okay, cool. It does not reset. It should. Maybe that's something I can bring up to the Top Step team because I feel like I'm not always going to catch that. I'm not impervious to having that accident happen again. And it's spooky because if I would have lost that trade, I mean, it was a happy little accident. The fact that I won the trade was kind of a miracle and didn't stop out. But I feel like that's something that should be changed in Top Step X because it's crazy that, I don't always want to be looking over a number of contracts. Sometimes I'm just blindsided by watching the price action. I'm like, I got to get in there, right? A Ninja quantity goes to whatever quantity your ATM has saved. Okay, that makes sense there, Phil. Because I honestly, all of my ATM strategies are set to 1 quantity, 1 contract, because it's always worked that way in the past. Like I've never had any kind of issues with it by doing that. So maybe that's what it is there. Alfred says, happened to me before, blew a combine having it set to 5 instead of 1. Yeah. Dude, yeah, I had a great entry. Exactly right. Because if I didn't, I would have got smoked. And I'm sitting here and I'm talking out the trade live. And I'm like, okay, got 1 contract on. And then it pulls back. I'm like, okay, adding new 2. And then it starts to take off. I was long. And then I'm like, okay, going to 3 contracts. And if it pulls back a little bit more, I'm going to go to 4. And then like the trade just went straight up and then it pulled me out of it. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, wait, I didn't close that. And I'm looking at my balance. I'm looking at the P&L and I'm like, whoa. What the heck just happened? Everybody in chat was like, dude, you had 15 contracts on. What the heck? You use the hotkeys, 1 up, 1 down, lot size. Okay, that's good to know. I've blown combines in every single way possible. I mean, it's kind of like a rite of passage though. By the way, news is coming out here in about 4.5 minutes. So let's be watching out for that. Mostly Canadian news, but we do have mostly Canadian data, I should say, but we do have the Empire manufacturing data. So for the CPI for Canada, America's top hat, we're looking at month over month, negative 0.3, which could be a good thing for the markets because maybe the American markets will say, hey, if Canada's pulling things back a little bit. Dude, their year over year is 1.8%. Like, I'm so jealous of that. Imagine if our CPI was 1.8% right now. I mean, the markets are already in the stratosphere, but like, just imagine what would be happening. It'd be crazy. Just tried it again. I put it to a 1 lot, then hit refresh and change it back to 5. Really? Ooh-wee. That's nasty. I've launched a combine, started trading, didn't even realize though I launched combine. It loaded my practice, was 2K in profit before I noticed. Dude, that's crazy. That's totally nuts. Rips, I'm in a long position. Do you think I can add more here? What is your entry? What's your average? If your average is like below 590, I think you could try a cheeky little ad at 620 with a stop on that specific ad at like 602 halves. So it's all dependent on whatever your trade location is there. Yeah, I went full pork. It was crazy though. Like it was like a shock to me. I didn't enjoy it. Obviously, the result of it was nice, but like that's what got me to stop trading for the rest of the day. I was like, yeah, if I'm going to make that mistake, I probably shouldn't be pressing buttons right now. And I wasn't tired or anything. It was just like the lack of not understanding the platform fully yet and being so conditioned of using my other platform, which is NinjaTrader. And I'm trying to give TopStep X a fair shake here. I mean, there's no guarantees that I'm not going to just go back to NinjaTrader, but I like what I have so far. I really like the tilt in TopStep X. I like how the copier is just brain dead simple to use. I like a lot of things about TopStep X, and I really want it to work for me. So I'm going to continue using it, but I think that that's one of the suggestions that should be made, that we need to, I feel like there should just be like an option toggle in the settings to say, after each trade, reset to this X contracts, and you change that to 1. And then after every trade, it's just defaults back to 1 single contract. Yeah, no commissions as well, right, KG Dana? Yeah, no commissions. It's a godsend. Like, platform's great. It didn't used to be this good when it first came out in beta. It wasn't nearly this good. Now it's a heavy hitter. I think it's awesome. Tyler says, sometimes when you submit a limit order on TopStep X Mobile, it submits as a market order. Oh my goodness. And if you're not closely paying attention, you won't notice it at first. Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you for that, Tyler. How do you quickly calculate your position based on your risk per trade? Just time and experience the market of doing it. That's, it's just one of those things that you learn to do over time. It's the same thing like in poker. How do you calculate the odds so quickly of certain hands, certain situations? You just kind of get a feel for it over time. It's just something that you do. So, Dr. Dax says, I'm done trading pre-market, 570 entry, 594 exit with 3 minis. Ciao, adios. Nice work there, Dr. Dax. It's my guy right there. Sick. That's very good stuff. Oh yeah, the lockout button is godsend. Yeah, I love that lockout button. It saves you from, I don't even have the thought anymore. Like if I hit the lockout, it's like I don't even open up TopStep X ever again. I don't even think about it. It's great. It's fantastic. Is slippage usually this bad? The spreads are a little bit wide simply because that newsprint is coming out in 1 minute. So that's probably what you're seeing on your platform right now. No commissions on TopStep X makes a huge difference for me. Yeah, if you're a scalper, I would love to see the hotkeys get in line with what I have over at NinjaTrader for hotkeys. All right, news is coming out here in about 30 seconds. Let's stand by for this. I'm probably not going to trade anything on this. I'm just being real with you. I'll go over to the trading screen, but I'm probably not going to trade anything on this. It's actually a very annoying feature of their UI. Yeah, I think that if we had a toggle for reset contract size after every single trade or reset to X, and then you could put that in like a data field, you could put like reset it to 3 contracts, 1 contract, whatever. You know, that could be cool. I am what I am says, hated the platform at first, but they continue to improve it. Now it's my favorite. The lot size and cash is the only issue for me now. Cool. So it's not just me. I felt like, you know, sometimes I have some ideas and they're just crazy ideas. So I'm happy to hear that other people are agreeing with me here. Empire Manufacturing coming in very low, negative 11.9. Look at the market not moving at all here. Canadian CPI, wow, 1.6%. No way, year over year. And month over month, negative 0.4%. This could be really good news for the U.S. Although, I mean, completely different economies, but still. Good to know that inflation is trending down, at least by the data. You can disagree with it, of course. Good to know that it is at least trending down in Canada here. Wholesale sales down as well. Well, the estimate was negative 1.1, came in at negative 0.6. So there you go. What EMAs do I use on the chart? On this one right here, let's pull it up. We use the 7, the 20, and the 50. All right, I'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere at all. And we're back. What's up, everybody? I'm feeling like a little bit under the weather. I don't know why. There's a little Zycam in here. But living out in Vegas, especially playing poker out in Vegas, I'm usually immune to everything. But, you know, yeah, just not feeling good. Zycam is goated, though. I feel like Zycam is the only thing that I've ever had that actually can beat colds before they come on. But yeah. Let's do nonsense trading. You know, as bad as I want to, it's just not getting anything here. I'm really not. Somebody show up to the game sick again. No, there's this person who have hosted at my place a couple times, and they always bring just diseases with them. no other real way to say it, but like, yeah, they always just bring some kind of bug with them, and they always end up getting myself and my wife sick. And then they always lie about like, oh, I was not sick. So I think that's what it was, but we'll see. Ribs, I hope you get well soon if you're under the weather. Yeah, I'm on Top Step TV today, and that's not really great for like my voice and like resting and everything, but I think we'll be fine. We'll see. I'm supposed to play poker again today too. Like, I don't want to cancel on that game. Yesterday's game in poker was insane. Absolute insanity. It was insane. Rips for a 50K XFA with 1K balance. If I take out 500, the max loss is still at negative 1K or at zero now. It goes to zero. Anytime you take a payout, your max loss goes to zero. You got to know that. So that's one of the things that sneaks up on people. I get a lot of DMs about that more than anything, where people are very confused about that. Thankfully, if you're trading on Top Step X, it's brain dead simple because all of your data is going to be right there. But if you're not trading on Top Step X, that's where people kind of get jammed up. When you take your payout, your balance will get taken out, but your maximum loss limit then moves to zero. So meaning that if you have a $1,000 balance in a 50K XFA and you haven't taken a payout yet, you can actually go below that zero down to negative 1,000 balance. But the moment you take that payout, you're now restricted to the moment that that balance in the account hits zero, it's blown. So there you have it. In trading, if we stick NQ, if we stick no NQ and ES, can we not able to trade GC or CL futures? If we stick no NQ and ES, you can trade whatever you want. You can trade whatever you want. On Top Step, you can trade even Bitcoin futures. I think Ethereum futures as well. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Luna. They might have to wait for that withdrawal to clear. I'm not sure about it. Ribs, thoughts about Section 8? I don't know what Section 8 is, unless you're talking about the housing. I mean, I don't even know how we'd get on that subject, but maybe something to do with the housing market? I have no idea, but is what it is. Use high-strength olive oil or use high-strength olive leaves to avoid allergies, and it works brilliantly. You know, my allergies have actually been kind of dying down here in Vegas, so yeah. So after taking a payout, your first trade must be positive or your account is blown. No. Okay, all right. Let's do the whiteboard here. This is all right. Love doing the whiteboard sessions over here. Okay, let's see. Does that work? Okay, cool. Move that right there. All right, let's whiteboard. Okay, let's say that your account balance, is this a big enough brush size? How do I make the brush bigger? I never use paint. I'm not a big paint person. Whatever, I guess we're gonna have to deal with, how do you make the brush bigger in paint? What the heck is going on here? I feel like there's like a brush size thing, but I just can't find it. Huh. Watercolor brush? Oh, wait, there it is. I found it. All right, brush size, bang. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We don't need it that big, but right there. Okay. All right. Who's ready to whiteboard? Okay. So let's say you get your exit. Wow, that is huge. That's what she said. Okay. All right. Slow it down. There we go. All right. So let's just say you start out in an XFA. Your account balance is $0. We'll use a 50K XFA because that's more fun. So this is your account balance when you start out. You are allowed to draw down to negative $2,000, right? You can draw down to negative 2,000. If you hit this, your account is blown. It's gone. You lose it. It's over. You cannot trade that account. It's blown. You're going to have to start from the beginning again. You're going to have to get another combine. it's over. It's done. It's finito. Finito Mussolini. Okay. So now let's say that you're trading your XFA and you're a rock star trader, right? Like you are one of the best of the best. So you get your account balance in your 50K account all the way up to like, let's just say you get it up to 1,500. Okay. There's your 1,500 balance in your XFA. Life is good. You're crushing it at life. You're feeling good. You're taking good trades. Now, what is your maximum loss limit in your account? Well, it goes to negative $500. So that means that if your account balance ever goes down to negative $500, boom, you blow the account. Okay. That means that you can go down to like negative $399 and still have your account active, and then you can bring it back up to 1,500, blah, 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 blah. Okay, right. There we go. So now what happens if you're doing really well in that 50K account, right? You're just crushing it, and that 50K account is at $5,000. You have a $5,000 balance, okay? That means that your maximum loss limit is at $0, which means that the moment that your balance goes to zero, you'll lose the account. Now, that means you have $5,000 worth of drawdown, okay? So you're a rock star. Once it's at $0, it stops trailing, right? That drawdown is fixed at $0 for the account life. That's it, okay? So let's use the scenario where you're one of those rock star traders in your 50K account and you're at $1,500 balance and you've had, 10 trading days, but your balance is at $1,500. That means your maximum loss limit is at negative $500, right? So if your account balance goes to negative 500, you blow the account. We all get that, right? Now let's say you're like, okay, I want to take a payout. I'm going to take out half of my account here, half of my account. So that means I'm going to take out $750. That leaves me with $750 behind, right? So you sit there and you think, okay, I got a $750 balance. The $750 hit my bank account within 24 hours because I'm trading on Top Step and they always pay, and they pay very, very fast. Well, what happens? Well, I can trail my account down to negative $500 balance. No, the moment you take that payout, that means that you have $750 balance in your account, right? 750, but your loss limit now goes to $0, which means what? You originally had $1,500 in your account and you could go all the way down to negative 500. That means that you had $2,000 worth of drawdown to deal with. Now that you took a payout, that means that you can only lose up to $750 now. So your drawdown has changed, right? Your drawdown has changed. $750 can now only go to zero. You only have $750 worth of drawdown. So every single time that you take a payout, anytime that you take a payout, your maximum loss limit goes to zero. If you've never had an XFA before, you have to understand, like if you're thinking that you get an XFA and your balance starts out at $50,000, that's a wonky five. Hold on. What is that five? Okay, $50,000 balance. I can't draw with my mouse here, but you think that this is what you get with an XFA. It's not. You get a $0 balance when you start with an XFA. This is what you start with. You don't start with a $50,000 balance. You start with a $0 balance because it's easier to track your P&L that way. Does it show these max loss figures on the dashboard like in a combine? It does, but remember, it updates at the end of every trading day. So there you go. There you go. There it is. So I feel like that explanation is very clear, right? Does anybody have any questions about how this drawdown stuff works? And just know that when you take a payout, your maximum loss limit goes to $0, which means that whatever you have left in your account, that's the total amount you can lose. And if you lose it, the account's gone forever and you have to start from scratch. So what you can do, you can argue that, once you want to get over that $0 hump, right? That means that like if you're trading in that $50,000 account, the moment that you cross over a $2,000 total balance in that account, that drawdown is locked at $0 forever, right? So that means that once you cross this $2,000 threshold, it's going to stay at $0 forever, which means that anything above $2,000 is just the cherry on top, right? It's just the cherry on top and you can make whatever you want. And that's what a lot of people do. I'm from the camp that says that if you've never taken a payout, ever in Top Step's, your journey with Top Step, if you've never taken a payout, you ought to take a payout. People are always like, well, that's going to bring my drawdown to zero. I don't want to do that. But then they end up blowing the account and they don't get any money for it. It's like, dude, take that very first payout. And once you get that, then the sky's the limit. But you need to make it real. You need to take that first payout. But the good news is that once you do that, you get your next account, you build that bad dogger up to a $2,000 balance, and you get that maximum loss limit at $0 regardless, right? You get it at $0 because what's going to happen is that now you have this nice buffer, and then you can just run it up. So imagine, like, this is a very easy question for you math wizards out there. Let's imagine that you run up a 50K account to a $20,000 balance. What does that give you for a drawdown now? That gives you a full $20,000 of drawdown. And if you're not using a maximum daily loss limit in Top Step X, you can actually utilize that $20,000 drawdown in one single day, which, by the way, is almost impossible to hit with a one single mini contract. I'm going to go and say it's pretty much impossible with a micro. Like the market's probably not going to move 1,000 or 10,000 ticks, right? So 10,000 points rather. So you're safe. If you have a $20,000 balance in your XFA, you can pretty much trade that thing until the cows come home. Okay, Adam asks, what about the 50% consistency? Guess what? In the XFA, is there any 50% consistency? No, there's not. No. You can literally, like, there's somebody in Clubhouse, right? There's somebody in Clubhouse who on their 50K account, they made their very first day trading. Somebody in Clubhouse made $49,000 trading two contracts in their XFA. They made 49 grand in like day one or day two in their XFA. And then the next couple days, they made like 200, they made 600, they made 700, and then they took a massive payout. They took like a $20,000 payout. There is no 50% consistency rule once you get into the XFA. The sky is the limit. It's just like a real trading account. And this is what's crazy about Top Step versus everybody else that's out there. Like, they all make you do this weird stuff where it's like, hold on, dude, don't make too much profit. Yeah, I don't know if it was like day one or day two. I think it might have been on 5 contracts, right? 5 contracts. I think they made 49 grand in a single day in 5 contracts. But they ran that bad dogger up and they got the payout. And that's the thing that's different about everybody else out there is like, there's this weird consistency rule where it's like, oh, I can't make too much in my XFA. It's like, no, your XFA is just like a real trading account. And if you make a huge windfall day, I don't know where we've heard that word before, but if you make a windfall day, guess what? That's called real trading. Like, do you think that my profits in my trading career were like, every day I'm making 10 grand every day? No, I've like had days where I've made 7 figures, I've made 6 figures, I've lost 6 figures, I've made 5 figures, I've made 4 figures. It's all over the map, right? Consistently, it kind of falls into a range, but there's outlier days in trading because this is trading. There's going to be days where you smash it out of the park. And that's what's beautiful with Top Step is that you don't get penalized for that. You don't get penalized for that at all, right? So Rips, how do the XFAs and live accounts work? Does the XFA payout money get moved into the live account? Yes, but that's only if you're called up to live, right? That's only if you're called up to live. If you are called up to the live, they give you an option to take out 50% of your account balance, and then you get paid on that if you want. Or you can move the whole kit and caboodle to your live. My live account I've had it's going to be coming up on a year now. I've had well over 30 days profitable trading days in my live account. So at any time I want, I can withdraw whatever I want from my live account. I can make $2,000 a day in my live account and request $2,000 this evening. I can make $5,000 tomorrow in my live account, request $5,000 tomorrow. Like, that's the beauty of a live account. It's a real live account. You know, once you get over that hump, it's a real live account. What's the max you can withdraw on an XFA? There is no max, dude. It's as much money as you want to make. You can withdraw 50% of your profits, right? And you leave 50% behind and you continue trading, get 5 more days. After you have 30 profitable days, you do whatever you want. That's where I'm at in my live account. You just take it out, boop, take it out, boop, take it out, whatever you want. I made 37K once and they asked me to take a payout before moving me live. Exactly right. They ask you if you want it. You don't have to take it. You can move the whole balance into your live if you want. There's a max balance rule of 50K. But yeah, when you get to 50K, you can move to live and then you can withdraw that. But again, the money's not going anywhere. They're never going to be like, hey, check this out. You made all this money. You're done. You don't get any of it. It's never going to happen like that, right? You're never going to get that, right? Ever. This is why I trade on Top Step, because this is the closest thing to trading your real money out there. And you're doing this for $49? What? You give me this opportunity for $49? Are you kidding me? What? Huh? What's going on? Like, what? How? It's because people treat it like gambling. The $49. I'm just going to spin to win, and I'm going to jam it in there, and I'm just going to ship it. Don't do that. Treat this like this is real money. Take it slow. Stop resetting. Stop buying combines. And if you're in that trap of like resetting and buying combines and going, trade the free practice account. They give it to you for free. What are you thinking? Trade your practice account. And here's a little trick. Somebody talked about this in Clubhouse, actually. A little trick that you can do is if you're crushing it and you're hitting it out of the park in your practice account, trade your practice account as your leader account and copy that to your other accounts, right? There you go. You can do that. Isn't that cool? So there it is, folks. That's why we trade on Top Step. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm a huge fan of it. Obviously, I love trading on Top Step. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any other questions there? Anybody? I'm happy to go over anything again because, by golly, I'm not trading this dog food market right now. Here comes another $49 humble teaching board. He vanishes, makes the order gay. Yesterday was a very good day in poker. A very, very good day. It's actually a neat trick to get around the mental barrier. Yeah, it's cool, right? It's a little trick because a lot of people, they're like, I can crush it in my practice account. But the moment I switch over to my combine, it just doesn't work out for me. And it's like, okay, well, to practice, trade your practice account and then copy your practice account to your regular accounts. Can you explain the payout and what the maximum loss limit would go to? I feel like we literally just did that. Did we not? I feel like we literally just covered that A to Z. Didn't we do that? Hey, Rip, any advice to get away from over trading? Yeah, I mean, you can use the lockout button. You got to monitor yourself. Here's the thing about trading, folks. Here's the thing. In trading, there's literally, I mean, we have this community together. We can all talk to each other, right? But it all comes back to you, right? The responsibility, the onus of trading comes back to you. And you also have the power to throw everything out of whack, right? It's up to you. And there's nobody, and I mean this, like there is not a single person who's going to come and stop you from taking yourself and taking a left turn into ruin town, right? Nobody's going to stop you from doing that. So if you have a day, let's just say you have a day in your XFA and you're up a G, right? You're up $1,000. And then you give it back. And then you're sitting there and you're going, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, why did I give back $1,000? What was I doing? Why did I do that? Guess what? Nobody's coming for you and nobody's going to stop you from doing that. That's all on you, my friend. And that's the thing about trading is that it teaches you to be patient and it teaches you to have that responsibility that there's other tasks in life that you just won't experience. You know, you have a job, you have managers, you have bosses, you have people who are kind of keeping the ship afloat, riding the ship. And then if you're a manager, you're a boss, you know, you're kind of managing the people, making sure the ship is staying on the right course. But in trading more than anything, it's so simple to take the train and run it right off the tracks, right? What's really hard is to have a gravy train sitting on biscuit wheels going down mashed potato mountain, right? We know that. That's the hardest part, to be a gravy train sitting on biscuit wheels, right? But we got to understand that we are the conductor of that train and we control whether or not we're remaining on the track or we're derailing that bad dogger, right? We are the ones who control that. We're the conductor, right? So you have to think about that anytime that you're presented with a choice and you're sitting there and you're going, hold on here. Last time I checked, I'm the conductor of this thing. I could derail this train or I could lock it up, right? Maybe you find that strength within you to say, I'm going to lock it up today. I'm going to lock it up today because I'm a patient person. I'm a disciplined person and I'm the conductor of this trade. So you're asking me about how do I stop over trading? Well, it's time to put on your big boy or big girl pants and start taking responsibility for what we're doing out here, because nobody's coming for you. And I mean that from anything else I'm going to tell you, you ought to take that too with you. You got to know it's just you. And the moment that you let off of that responsibility is when all these precarious things start happening in your trading. You start letting off that responsibility of saying, maybe I just take one more trade, right? Maybe I just take one more trade. And then what happens? You take one more trade and it starts to go a little bit awry. You say, okay. Let me just make back that little bit more. And then you lose that trade. And you go, okay. All right. Let me just go back to where I was one trade ago. I'm just do a quick little scalp, but I'm going to size up this time because I want to have it. I just want to have this thing be over with. So I'm going to size up a little bit. You size up a little bit, and all of a sudden you get whacked. Well, now what have you done? Well, you've taken the train off the tracks again, and here you are sitting there wondering, what did I do that for? And again, this is the lesson you need to learn, and this is why trading is such a beautiful thing. You start to learn, okay, it's me, and it's only me, and nobody's coming for me. And we've all been there, right? We're all traders. We've all been there. We've been there at that point where we're saying, it's just one more trade. What's the worst it could do? I'm up like $2,000 a day. What's the worst that could happen? I take one more trade, I would lose like a couple $100, and it goes against you. Start sizing into a little bit. And now you're like looking at unrealized losses like $800, and you're like, it could go back. And then all of a sudden it goes straight down, and you're like, what is happening? Why is it doing this? So just remember, you're the person in control. You're the one who can lock yourself out, and stop being so dang greedy, right? You think about the rest of the world out there. We're so blessed to be here, even just talking with one another on stream right now. Like, think about the rest of the world out there. There's a lot of people in some pretty sticky situations. We're all very blessed to be here, right here and now, together, chatting with one another. We're very, very blessed. So don't forget your blessings when especially you're up profit in the market, right? God has blessed each and every one of us here. Let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here, because we're going to get a little greedy, and we're starting to say, well, Joe Blow on Twitter over here has a $20,000 day. I'm only up $800 right now. And it's like, slow down, sweetheart. You're only up $800. And what did you do for that $800? You clicked a couple buttons, and you're going to sit here and tell me that you're ungrateful for this opportunity to click a couple buttons and be up $800. And then maybe you even copied it 5 times. You're up $4,000 today. Hold on. Somebody needs a little adjustment. Like, get back in line here. What are you thinking? Right? What are you thinking? So how do you stop overtrading? How do you stop greed? You'll look within, because nobody's going to be doing it for you. And you need to find those moments in your trading where you have a realistic conversation with yourself, and you assess the situation and you say, where am I at today? That's how you stop overtrading. That's how you stop getting greedy. Straight up. Sorry to go on a rant, but I love those questions, because it's just, I've been there more times than you can count, right? I've been there so many more times than you can count, and I've lived through it, and I've gone through the fire and flame, and I know how to get out the other side, and it comes with having that self-control and responsibility. Straight up. There's an anime movie where there is a day trader in hell, and he is at his screen repeating himself over and over. Just one more trade? No way. You got to send me a clip of that. You got to send me a clip of that. That sounds hilarious. But like I said earlier, we're going to be on Top Step TV today. We're coming to the top of the hour. I'm going to look for one more opportunity to maybe enter a trade here. If we don't find any trades today, it's just another day in the markets. It is what it is. Remember, it's okay to have days where you don't trade. And again, just because people are online telling you otherwise, or, even if it's my advice that you disagree with, that's totally fine. Remember, this is your journey. This is your life. You control that. And it's up to you. So if you feel like you're saying, like, to yourself, you wake up, say, you know what? I'm not really feeling like I want to trade today. I would look at the market. Let me see a couple things. And maybe you don't take a trade. There's nothing to feel bad about for that, right? There's nothing to feel bad about, like, if you don't take a trade. And I know there's a lot of pressure, especially across social media, where it's like, oh, every day is a trading day. You got to take a trade. Every single day it gives us great opportunities. What are you doing? It's like, well, no, if it's your own personal feel that you're not feeling in the pocket to trade that day, who cares? Don't feel bad about it. Who cares? I have to scan around 10 to 15 million a day at Brinks. Helps me visualize my future. I love that. Visualization is everything there. I absolutely love that. DM says that description of having 2K profit and taking that one more trade that starts to build red is perfect reality of trading. The only difference between a noob and a pro trader is just discipline. Yeah, and it's true. I mean, discipline is probably one of the best skills when it comes to trading, because the more disciplined you are, the more your P&L will grow. It's just a fact. I mean, when I lack discipline, that's when I've had my biggest red days. And I have been logging my trades for years now. And every single time that I see an outlier green day early on in the career, there's a huge outlier red day following that. And that's not just because it's like by chance. This is just how we're wired as humans, right? We start to get this false sense of confidence. We start to go a little bit wild and we go crazy. And you just have to learn how to find that discipline within. And it comes with time. I mean, you might be sitting here and saying, Rips, I'm 3 years into my journey. I'm 2 years into my journey. And I just cannot find the dang discipline to keep this afloat and keep this ship going in the right direction and the train on the tracks. And I tell you this from experience, you have to give it time and you have to give yourself a chance, because you need to go through all of these different experiences for yourself. I can sit here and wax on all morning long about it, but until you've experienced that pain yourself, you might not be able to make the change. You know, it's been said in the past by many great people out there that, you know, you don't make big changes in your life until you've experienced enough pain that forces you to make that change. And that was true for me for trading. And I ended up taking a very long break from trading, 6-month break from trading, because I was in so much pain and I just wasn't able to continue with the pain. It wasn't because, you know, it was too much financial stress. It was just mentally weighing on me so much. Every single day I'd wake up and say, you know, I'm dreading to get into these markets. It's a painful thing because I'm just coming in, I'm giving back my gains. And when I have good gains, I'm not keeping them. But I'm telling you, if you listen to yourself, you will find your North Star in trading. You will find the path that you're supposed to be going down eventually. Some people, it happens 2 years. Some people, it goes on for 3 years, 4 years. I know people that have been 5 years in their journey before they start to turn that corner. The point is that, you know, this is a very fulfilling journey in the end of getting past that very first hump. You get past that first hump and things start to change. You start learning a lot about yourself. You start becoming a much more patient person. And things just overall just get improved in life. At least for me. And a lot of the traders that I talk to have turned that corner, who have become consistently profitable. They all kind of share the same sentiment where everything kind of improves in your life. You know, everything kind of, that corner that you turn, everything improves. You become a much more patient and understanding person, which is a beautiful thing. I think most people would want that in their lives. So stick with it. If you're struggling right now, stick with it. Be patient. Stay off social media if you can, because there's a lot of trash out there. There's a lot of people who want to promise you the world and say, you know, you could be a better trader in 30 days. I disagree with that. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But in my own experience and being around the traders that I've been around in my life, I've not really heard that from any realistic traders out there that are like, you know, oh, it took me 30, 60 days and I had this thing buttoned up. There's just way too many components when it comes to trading that you need to live through, and it takes a lot of time. So Michael says, my first mentor once said to me that if you want to become a profitable trader, you have to go through hell once. I'd say more than once. You really have to go through a lot of fire and flames to get to the other side. And you really you think you may have tested your character before in other things in life, but I'm telling you right now, there's no real test of your character like what you experience in trading. It really breaks you down, and you come out the other side a lot better, in my opinion. Let's see here. Sometimes I waste 30 minutes or more scrolling reels mindlessly. Stay away from that stuff. That's like mind control. That's the modern version of mind control out there. It's no good. Stay out of that stuff. How much are small big blinds on your cash poker table? We were playing 1-2 yesterday. 1-2. Never ever trade when you had arguments with your girl, wife, wise man advice. Yeah, you know, if you're having other issues, this is another thing. I'm happy you brought that up. If you're having other issues externally outside of trading in your life, don't trade, right? Don't trade. I was trading when we were building a house, and it was like contractors from hell. And it was like, I would take out my aggression from that I want to take out on the contractor, but I'd be taking that out on the market, and it was costly. So yeah, don't do that. Don't trade when you have external factors in your life that are, you know, get in the way of keeping your trading grounded, so to speak. Hey, Rips, in regards to learning, I'm trying to limit where I get my trading information, practicing a lot with micros in the practice account. Where else would I look for information? There's a lot of good books out there. One of the great books series that I like is Market Wizards. It's kind of inspiring because there's so many different journeys that are discussed in that, and you could probably vibe with a couple of them. So I would say with the Market Wizards book, it's good. Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogard. Mind Over Markets, Markets in Profile. And then what's the Douglas book? Mark Douglas is Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone is very, very good. Those are the ones I'd attack. More technical is Mind Over Markets and Markets in Profile. That's more auction theory, technical stuff. But Market Wizards, in the Trading in the Zone, and Best Loser Wins. Those are the best ones that I would start with to kind of reframe your mindset. That's what I would go with there. Day Trading Coach is a great one. I haven't read that one before there, but yeah. Mental Game of Trading, yeah, that's a good one as well. One Good Trade by Bella Fiore. I have not read that one yet. But yeah, Market Wizards, like there's so many books in that series, and they talk, like it's traders sharing their experience from start to finish in their trading, and it's all verified too, right? It's not like, these jokers on Twitter that are just like, I made $1 trillion, look at my Lambo, this kind of thing. It's people who have had verified track records, and these are real deal, like big time traders. There's desk traders, there's fund managers, there's independent traders, there's all walks of life. And it's just really interesting to peek behind that curtain and see how these people perceive the market and look at things. So that's what I recommend. I would check that out for sure. Let's get a poll going though, folks. Let's hit that lucky like button. We got about 1,700 people in here watching. Let's go ahead and hit that lucky like button. If we get it up to 500 likes, we'll run a poll here, Lickety Split. I want to see what you folks are thinking for market sentiment. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to take any trades today on the stream here. But if you've been paying attention on Top Step TV, we've been doing really, really well with Top Step TV. Every single time I go on Top Step TV, trade the live account, make a couple bucks. It's been doing really, really well. So we'll see if we can run hot again today too. Great advice, Rips. I liquidated in November 2020, run up in Bitcoin, and PTSD is real. I'll never forget, but it was a learning experience that sucks. I still see that V in the chart and it hurts. I hear you, man. I know. I had a decent sized crypto portfolio that I also realized a lot of my profits from well before the COVID run up. And so I think about that, obviously at the time it was like, oh my God, I can't believe how much money I would have had in this portfolio. But it is what it is. A lot of people think that, if you are a trader or an investor that, you must be up so much money. And a lot of it is like, holding through corrections or holding through traumatic periods. The wealthiest people that I know in any kind of markets are the people who put in their money and they just leave it there and they barely pay attention to what's going on in the broader market. And that's what you should be doing with your retirement, your 401k. Put it with like VOO or SPY and just leave it and ignore it and don't ever touch it and just let it sit. Because over time, what happens? Up and to the right, up and to the right. That's what happens in markets. Go back if you don't believe me. You'll see that it all goes up and to the right. So just leave it there. What's up, Sarl? How you doing? Chaundi says, Rips got me into Ethereum. Never forget. Did I actually? That's really funny. I was a buyer of Ethereum at single digits, low double digits. And then I sold quite a bit of that at like 125 and all the way up to 250. But yeah, I was a good time, good run. Guy named Spyvu is going to make a lot of money after Rip said, yeah, there you go. Sold it all when it doubled. Yeah, good times. Exactly right. Beating S&P 500 returns over 20-year span is almost impossible. Yeah, just if you get a 401k, find out if your employer will do a 401k match, get tax benefits on that, and then bingo, bango. The name is Django. You just let that thing go up and to the right. Simple as that. It's no big deal. All right, let's do a poll here. Wait, how are we only at 454 likes? Let's get 46 likes in here really quickly here. Anybody long in this market? This thing is juicing up past that VWAP. 608 is the VWAP that I'm seeing on both my screens here. Missed a good trade there. Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm probably going to wait until the market opens, till I start eyeing the market for trades. Rose, why is my Top Step X EMA 20 different than the trade of EMA? Zoom out and then zoom back in. How can we trade in Top Step with Quant Tower? You just have to select Quant Tower when you're doing the checkout. Click the link at the top of the chat And then when you're selecting your platform, pick Quant Tower. Rips, what is your daily routine before trading? I'm doing a lot of charting and I'm writing my morning memo. In California, I was doing a lot of meditating, but out here, I haven't been doing the morning meditations as much as I was. It's like only, to be honest with you, like 2 or 3 times now in the morning. I've done a lot of afternoon meditation out here, but to be honest with you, it's just a lot of chart work and writing the morning memo that goes out to all of those brokerage houses. So going out to Webull, E-Trade, Thinkorswim, Schwab, all of that stuff. And then, of course, getting situated for the stream. So that's where most of my time goes. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing mostly charting, seeing where the temperature of the market is, reading through all of the news, because I have to, right? And that's one of the reasons why I like producing the morning memo, because it keeps me grounded and it keeps me focused on the markets. And if I didn't have that, I'd be able to kind of cheat in the mornings and not have to, I'll skip charting this morning. No, I can never skip charting because I have to write the memo every single morning. Richard Harris says, I said to go, long down at the 605, 610 zone. Nice. There you go. Right on, man. I'm a believer in Fibonacci and 21-year cycles. The Roaring 20s 2.0. Very cool. Love that. Great show. Thanks, Quinn, for tuning in. Appreciate you. Hi, Rips. Please, my VWAP is supposed to be the same level across 1 minute and 5 minute time frames. Sometimes it'll just waffle around here. So look, if we zoom out here, 608, 3 minute, 608, 1 minute, 608. Just zoom out, right? If you just zoom out, you'll be fine. There you go. How many hours do you sleep? I usually go to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock, wake up at 2. So get a decent amount of sleep there. What kind of meditations were you doing mindful? I do like projections of like, I visualize where I want my life to be a week from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, etc. And I just visualize the things that will be present in my life. And I really kind of go for that. That's, I don't know what you'd call that. I've always done that. I project where, it's a visualization technique where I'm projecting what I want to manifest in my life. Age says, just blew up my XFA on a practice account. I'm now up 3K. Oh, well. Well, maybe go back to what we're talking about. Just copy that practice account to your real accounts. And, G-Man says, will you be joining Dakota and slow markets in the future? I will do that 100%. Ribs, I often wonder, will you ever make enough money for you? And if you do, what would you do with your day? I know more than a few people who I consider rich enough to just stop. I enjoy what I do and I find purpose in what I do. That's really what it comes down to for me. I find purpose in what I do. I don't have to wake up and stream every day, but I really do actually enjoy doing this. I enjoy mentoring people. I enjoy helping people. I've always been that way. I enjoy what I do and I find a lot of purpose in what I do. And there was a time in my life where I really didn't do all that much because I was very successful early on in my life and I would just rage and party and I didn't find much purpose in that. And it was a very empty existence. And I find a lot more purpose in what I do now. So manifestation, why do all the rich people do it? Kind of fascinating how it works. I think there's something to it then, there's a lot of successful people I know that do that there. It's, you can sit there and be like, it's a bunch of hoo-ha, but hey, if it works for me, why would I ever stop, right? Hey, Rips, 3 straight green days after that 5 losing straight. What do you recommend? If you're feeling kind of like jumpy about it, then just take a break. There's no issues in taking a break, Did we get enough likes for the poll? Oh, yeah, we did. Let's do a quick poll, and then I got to go. Let's see here. Quick poll here. Will the NQ end the day above or below 2650? And we'll say above, below, no clue. All right, here we go, folks. Starting the poll here. Go ahead and vote. Hey, Ribs, I know you said it a couple times, but what was your background in finance? No, I've built and sold brands. Don't have any background in finance. I do have friends that have huge backgrounds in finance. But no, my background is not in finance. I'm all self-taught for trading. Outside of, I've had very heavy hitters that worked at the large banks that gave me a lot of direction when I needed it. Tanner says, just realized I was delayed on the stream, so this comment is late. Atomic Habits. Oh yeah, Atomic Habits is great. It's also great on audio. It's if you have, isn't like Kindle audio or whatever it is. It's also good on that. What is playing in your headphones? This right now is, what should we call it? X videos and YouPorn. and I'm listening to, hold on. Hey Siri, what is playing right now in my headphones? Gushing Girls 17. But yeah, I listen to it. It calms me down. Hey Rips, do you have a tip how I could monetize my charting skills? Monetize your charting skills or improve? I mean, monetizing your charting skills, I don't know about that, but like improving your charting skills is just, time and practice. Have you ever got bored or tired after achieving what was once your dream? No, because then you adjust what your dream is. I mean, like I said, I lived a very vapid existence early on in my life where I did not have any purpose, and it was the same thing on repeat every single day and night. And it was very unfulfilling, extremely unfulfilling. You monetize them yourself by winning trades. That's a great technique right there. Let's open a rock band. I play guitar and you sing. Let's do it, you condo. Let's do it there. All right, folks, I got to run over to Top Step TV. I'm going to be late. Let's go ahead and end the poll here. Rips, you believe in God? Yes, I do. Better believe it. Above 57%. I like that. Below 22%, 19% say no clue. All right, folks, I'm wrapping it up here. Make sure you head on over to Top Step TV. We've had a blast together today. Even though we didn't trade, I feel like we had some lovely conversation, which is, all that matters. Did we spend our time wisely together? I think we did. So let's go ahead and head over to Top Step TV. Let's do a little Rips raid over there. And folks, if you do want to support the stream, it's always very helpful if you click that link that's pinned to the top of the chat there. I really do appreciate that. But I'll see you folks over on Top Step TV. Have a fantastic day. And if I don't see you over there, I'll see you bright and early here on my channel tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Monday through Friday, that's when we stream, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Take care, everybody. I'll see you then. Take care. Take care.